This narration is for educational purposes only. It is not buy or sell recommendations.
Good morning, fellow ES traders. This is the narration of the ESH5 for February 11th, 2025. Start looking at the higher time frame chart. So this was yesterday, and currently it's the 13th. So in the morning, I'm seeing a gap down. So I'm thinking continuation, potentially down here to check this micro composite high volume area here, or bounce off this low volume node here. Can be support, or you just trade right through it. Find support down here. So we definitely have taken out these stops these days, the ETH. So that was my initial opening thesis, which I was just trading this on replay mode, and yesterday I was trading it live, and my first short was here when we dropped down, came back and checked that variable high volume node, and I think I made like 25 bucks. I quickly realized this was not going to go in my favor, and I exited the trade. And sometimes when I play replay feature, it's an unconscious, like knowing which way the market's going to go, so I have confidence one way or the other, which is kind of unfortunate. It's the one bad thing about replay. So I did get long here in replay, which was kind of a bad trade. It wasn't good because I already knew. It's kind of what was going to happen. Remember when I shorted this, so I got long instead, which that was not a good entry. This would have been the proper entry if you're getting long, because you have a trigger, retest, and off you go. Also, for the stop, which is definitely the most important thing when you get risk on, you gotta immediately know where's my stop, because you got a 50-50 shot of that getting taken out. So here wasn't good too, because my stop would have to be down here, and I don't go really more than 2 points. So that would have been the proper entry. And when you're in a trade, the interesting thing is you anticipate flushes back down to where you bought. My target was this naked BPOC up here, which was this naked BPOC. So that was my target, and that would have been my target even trading real time, not replay. So that was my target, which is proper. But what I've noticed, these little flushes that come back down, and that's when your teeth starts to chatter a little bit, because you're watching your profits go from 700-800 back down to zero. But that's why you scale. My scale, since that was about a 20-point move on a 4-lot, sell 2 lots halfway up, and then put your helmet on and hold on. Not a trade recommendation, but the repeating, overlapping structure is, these breaks, retest, breaks, small retest on top of where these sellers were in control, and then they got squeezed. So there's a chance that we come down and test, but then those sellers are obviously now buyers, and not obviously the same person, but the language of the market is the things that I'm looking at. You get one seller, but then it's buyer, he's kind of under the water. Then we break, buy sweep, reversal back down to here, touching there. And it's kind of a staircase up until these ranges break. A Wyckoff theory is these reaccumulation. That's kind of what, in a micro sense, I guess, these little reaccumulation pauses, which creates this high volume. So this is too high, this is too low, and we just oscillate, this being the median, top to bottom, bottom to top, top to bottom, bottom to top, until we break it at range. In this case, we break higher, create a new distribution. High volume, too high, too low. So these edges too are potential areas of support, as we see there, or resistance. So these are depending on which way the price is moving. So still, here's the target. I reached the target. Now, that probably would have been it for me, because at the proper entry at the VPOC 32, I mean, it's 16 points. It's a lot. Okay, let's look at this change in behavior here. So we have a range, a breakout. Now this is where it gets interesting. Now you can see the sellers too, because I mean, you'll see little breaks, but now where you create this V is very important, and it has to be a decent amount of time, which are even better typically. Not trade recommendation, but if you're just looking at color, green, 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 a lot of aggressive buyers, and then the sellers come in. Now we have aggressive selling going on. So once we get a break in range like that, that's when the spidey senses kick in and I start to pay attention. Now this wasn't anything you could do with if it were to have having some more time, and then potentially that, but usually could have taken off, and now we kind of have this range, just a step down, so it's not pretty sloppy. I wouldn't have done anything with this. But let's mark it. So that's the high volume there. And here. So these are the areas you want to pay attention to, because there's a lot of buyers under the bus now. So if we do curl back, there's a good chance they're just going to try and sell to break even. Let's see what it does. We break below epoch migration. So nothing here. Alright, looks like we're going to go back up and test these levels here. So potential short. If we're in mean reversion, then that would hypothetically go down, but as you can see, you got taken out of that trade. Now we auction up here. This is area of interest there. We're also looking for these kind of outside edges too. Now what was resistance is now support, so that's something to keep an eye on here. for a potential long. If that's in your trade plan, not trade recommendation, but that's how that works. Resistance, breakthrough, just like I was saying over there, breaking that range, retest, which is important to have those retests. That's your high quality entry. Off we go. And so now we kind of have a range and bouncing in between that. Let's see, there's an IB high, 930. That's your IB high. So those are targets too before. Yep, long to. That'd be good. 10 points. I mean, that's your target right there. Potential breakthrough and then resumption, which we didn't get. So, depending on your trade plan, then you'd be stopped out. And there's really nothing you can do with this up here. Can't pick a top. That's kind of prediction, trying to predict stuff. But looking at the structure, we have a break. It's not very good. A couple of retests. So usually it's good to let it leave and come back, and then it's not your bus, and it's not your bus. Wait for the next one. Epoch migration. So once again, resistance becomes support. Off you go. Same thing here, support. Didn't check that one, but something to observe for sure. A lot of buy sweeps going off, which potentially could be a reversal. Got the liquidity. Let's pump the line here. So I didn't even look at that, but break below, break above, retest, potential resumption, epoch migration. So you can kind of see overall we're definitely trending up. That's another. It's interesting to pop these lines and then later see how price interacts with these areas. It's not a mechanical science, but that's why we put these lines up to denote the high volume, because you have potential interaction with these areas later down, like where we are now. And this is something we made an hour or so ago, and these are the repeatable structures that we see. Break above, retest, and off we go. So you can clearly see we're more bullish today than bearish. And that's it. So just keep on keeping on. Alright. Today I'm driving, so Friday, tomorrow, I'll be back in, and I may do this replay recording again, may not. If not, definitely Friday I'll put putting a video out. All right, we'll see you guys tomorrow.